To date, we've explored less than 5% of the ocean. When you think of the fact that the Earth is almost 71% water, it would be safe to guess that there are some creatures living out there we don't know about. Along with Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster is one of the most famous cryptids. Supposedly there is a massive aquatic reptile, possibly a relic dinosaur, living in the huge Scottish lake. In 1933, the Loch Ness Monster was allegedly sighted for the first time in modern history, setting off the media flurry that will catapult the creature into fame. Over the coming decades, many expeditions were launched to try and find evidence of the monster. Sonar sweeps and underwater photography yielded a few curious findings, but hard evidence has never been found. The Loch Ness Monster is still a hot topic, with believers and skeptics still debating whether the creature exists. For centuries, fishermen from Norway and Greenland have told tales of a terrifying sea monster, the Kraken. The Kraken is perhaps the largest monster ever imagined by mankind. In Nordic folklore, it was said to haunt the seas from Norway through to Iceland and all the way to Greenland. The Kraken had a knack for harassing ships, and many reports said that it would attack vessels with its strong arms. If this strategy failed, the beast would start swimming in circles around the ship, creating a fierce whirlpool to drag the vessel down. The Kraken is probably what we know today as the giant squid. While the colossal octopus might also fit the description, the squid is thought to be much more aggressive, and more likely to come to the surface where it might be seen by man. Megalodon is a prehistoric shark which lived approximately 23 to 2.6 million years ago during the early Miocene to the late Pliocene periods. Teeth of these sharks were originally found in rocky formations during the Renaissance, and most of the people who saw them thought they were the tongues of dragons. It's been hard for paleontologists to estimate the size of the shark. However, despite the greatly exaggerated claims of its size, most paleontologists have come to the consensus on just how big these sharks really were. Most scientists say they were about 60 feet long and may have weighed as much as 75 tons. Bloop was an ultra-low frequency and extremely powerful underwater sound detected by the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1997. The sound was consistent with the noise generated by large marine animals. These are the actual recordings. The Glioma Lake Monster is an aquatic cryptid reported to dwell in the small Alaskan fishing village of Glioma. The native tales describe a large beast that roams the waters. The monster has many reported sightings along with a few reported caused deaths. Over the years, it's gained enough attention to lure the Animal Planet show River Monsters in an attempt to find out what might be hiding beneath the lake's waters. The monster is a reported 10 to 30 feet in length, with a square-like head that is used to place blunt force onto things such as small boats. Although there is no physical evidence to conclude the monster's existence, many reports beg to differ. The lake is a large natural lake, but described by Ivan T. Anderson as not a lake at all but really an inland sea, located in the southwestern portion of the US state of Alaska. At over 1,000 square miles, it's the largest lake in Alaska, and one of the largest lakes in the country. The lake is 77 miles at its longest, and has a maximum width of approximately 22 miles. Its deepest point is 988 feet, with an average depth of 144 feet. The lake is located about 50 feet above sea level. Like most of Alaska, due to its remote location, access to the lake is restricted almost exclusively to the use of airplanes. Travel by float planes is the most common, as they can land directly onto the lake. No roads currently connect communities on the lake to the surrounding areas. The region surrounding the lake is very sparsely populated, with fishing and hunting being the main economy of the area. The earliest reports of a monster living in the lake came from the native people, who tell stories of a creature referred to as the Gonakadit. It was described as a large water-dwelling animal with a head and tail similar to that of a wolf, and a body like an orca. The creature was depicted as a fish god, and was recorded in pictographs along the Alaskan and British Columbian coasts. Other early reports of the monster came from the native Aleut people, who tell stories of the creature they call the Jigignac. The fish-like monsters were reported to travel in groups and attack canoes and kill warriors. The creatures were feared and not hunted by the Aleut. This sparked interest in others as pilots and fishermen began to wonder what the creatures were. Many more sightings were reported as people began to fly low over the lake for the purpose of seeing these monster fish. Consistent reports of large dull aluminium-coloured fish were coming in by the late 50s. Soon enough attention was brought to the subject that in 1979 the Anchorage Daily News, the state's primary newspaper, offered a sum of $100,000 to anyone who could provide conclusive evidence proving the fish existed. The evidence is yet to be provided as sightings have slowed in recent years. So that was 5 unsolved mysteries. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more countdown videos.